This committee does not have the ultimate decision in what happens. We make a recommendation to the body of the House. We can dismiss as well, but ultimately it is up to the members of the House to determine whether one of its own members has engaged in conduct unbecoming, and that is what is being discussed, and that's what House Rule 45 says. So
there are two separate complaints against me today, one by Representative Cheney and a second complaint by Representative Bedke, my opponent in the Lieutenant Governor race, along with various others, including the entire Democrat caucus. I deny all of the allegations made against me in their entirety. These accusations are unfounded, biased attacks driven by partisan political goals, and I call upon this committee to immediately stop this unwarranted waste of taxpayer funds by dismissing these complaints in their entirety. These allegations are nothing more than crass attempts by my political opponents to take advantage of the woke cancel culture movement that wants to destroy Idahoans' individual rights for their own personal gain. Early in the morning on April 16th, House members were made aware that accusations against former Representative Von Ellinger were going to be made public. That afternoon, I saw a news article that only included information from the accuser's statement and failed to include details from the response to the complaint. Although I don't defend his lifestyle, I did and I still do defend his right to receive the presumption of innocence and equal treatment under the law, rather than becoming a victim of the winds of a trial by public opinion. As for my testimony before this committee on April 28th, I stand by my statement that I posted a link to a news article, and that is not the same action as posting her name or a photo. I believe that based on this committee's previous ethical inquest this year, that there's nothing that I can say or do that will affect the outcome of what I believe is a predetermined verdict. Therefore, I refuse to give this hearing unlimited time and resources. I will not be responsible for wasting any additional taxpayer dollars to prolong this politically motivated attack. Listeners should know that House Rule 45 does not require that I be in attendance here today, but I was served a subpoena by the chairman, who's appointed by Scott Bedke, coincidentally, not only my accuser, but also my opponent in the race for Lieutenant Governor. The subpoena specifically states that I must appear as a testifying witness. So, when Mr. Chair calls me back to appear as a testifying witness, I will respect the law. I will, however, defer any question that is a personal attack or designed to make this trial politically motivated. I will answer those by reference to this opening statement, that I have always acted with the highest ethical moral intentions and truthfulness. I will not subject myself to being lambasted by a series of hostile, politically motivated, irrelevant questions.
The context of the article shares personal information as well as the personal name of Jane Doe. The commentary in the post itself was follow the money, as though somehow everything that had transpired from the committee's proceedings to Jane Doe's decisions to avail herself of the prospective workplace protections was somehow financially motivated. Take the manner in which it was posted to adopt by reference every statement in the article, even though Representative Giddings did not write the article. What you have is, acting in her official function in item 1, you have defamation per se, which is a standard of conduct that we recognize in the law as being unlawful. You have the accusation of a crime. You have the accusation of filing a false police report. You also have violations of a law which, by the way, has been on the books since 1994, that predates everyone currently in the legislature, on retaliation against whistleblowers. You also have a law that's been on the books for 30-some years in the Idaho Human Rights Act against desperate treatment for reporting a violation of sexual discrimination. Item 2, knowingly misrepresenting the manner in which this committee operates to help encourage the notion that somehow something untoward happened. Representative Giddings is in her 3rd term in this body. She knows full well that it takes a vote of 4 out of 5 members of the Ethics Committee for something to become public. She knows full well the chairman cannot make something public on his own, and by very definition in the composition of this committee, a 4/5 vote requires a bipartisan agreement. You have in item 3 also defamation per se. Allegations against leadership for signing on to the complaint against Von Ellinger that have zero basis in fact, and which Representative Giddings knew or should have known that she had zero basis in fact, or that she proceeded with reckless disregard for whether or not there was any factual support for her allegations. This not only insults the committee, it insults the House as a whole and the legislature in general. Makes us seem as though that we are something that we are not. It undermines faith in government, despite efforts by the vast majority of those who serve in this building to uphold the highest level of integrity and ethics while in service.